It is a beautiful day in Florida. Hitting the road finally. This trip's been a long time coming. Finally getting on the road. Didn't start too auspiciously. My pump wouldn't work, so I couldn't pump up my tires. But I met an angel named Constance who gave me a ride to Walmart, get some CO2 cartridges, get me on the road. So now I am riding northbound with a lovely little tailwind, heading north out of Orlando, and on my way to Apopka, day one of the Huracan 340 adventure. Hopefully I get off this main road soon and go some back roads and enjoy the day. Bye. Good morning. This is day 2 of cycling around Florida, Central Florida trip. I'm currently riding through the Lake Apopka wildlife area. Tons of birds, really cool. Just saw my first gator of the trip. Kind of made me happy. He disappeared under the water before I could get any video of him, but I did get a photo, which I will include. And it is stunningly beautiful right here. Absolutely gorgeous. Looking forward to today's ride, 50-ish miles to Lake Louisa. Well, I enjoyed the smooth trail for a while, and now we find this. At least it's not very long, I don't think. Short little walk through the squishy sand. Not too bad. But boy, is it hot. Good morning. It is day 3. I'm just a little bit south of Clermont, Florida. Beautiful town. So yesterday, a couple navigational errors, added some unplanned miles onto my trip, but got through it. And I didn't plan a good fueling regimen yesterday either. Between that and the hot, and apparently I'm in the hilliest part of Florida, didn't help. So I bonked pretty hard in the afternoon. So I found a place called the Tiki Bar, and how could I pass that up? So I stopped there, refueled, had some beverages, ended up staying there for the night. Got good rest, and now I'm back on my way, back on my proper route to that way, which I guess is west, is Lake Louisa. Right now I'm back on some sandy dirt road out and away from traffic, middle of nowhere. It's actually pretty nice. Hello, Florida, day 3. It's hot. Not as hot as yesterday, but it's hot. And it's nice. Haven't done a lot of filming today because I've been riding through some pretty boring stuff. Did get to see some sandhill cranes, that was cool. But I'm heading off into the swamp here pretty soon. And I don't know, we'll see what happens there. Bye. Whew. So I just spent the last hour or so mostly biking a 3-mile-ish section of trail that, for any of you cyclocross racers out there, picture a cross sand pit only 3 hours long, or 3 miles long. That was horrible and exhausting. Brought my progress to a screeching halt. But now I have popped out on this lovely paved trail in the middle of God knows where. So I'm heading south on this for a few miles. I have no idea what comes after that, but we'll see. It's 2:15 in the afternoon. I'm sitting at just shy of 40 miles for the day. I'd like to go another 15 to 20, depending on the surface. We shall see. Good morning. Got a pretty good night's sleep last night here in the Green Pond Wildlife Preservation Area. Got up, it's about 7:15 in the morning right now. I'm trying to get an early start-ish to beat some of the heat. It is so humid right now. Everything is clammy, everything's sticky. I guess that's what happens when you camp in a swamp. But it's pretty nice. Birds are chirping. I heard, not sure what it was a little while ago. It sounded like a whole bunch of owls yelling and screaming, hooting and hollering at each other. It sounded pretty neat. The birds are chirping. It's a lovely day. Got tropical foliage. And I'm gonna head out here in a little bit. I'm gonna grab my breakfast and pack everything up and motor on down the road. So I'm riding down this nice car-free trail. It's literally blocked off on either end, so there's no vehicles whatsoever. So I thought I'd get some drone footage. And it was cruising along nicely, following myself, and until all of a sudden a tree jumped out at me and smashed drone first into the tree. Spent about 15-20 minutes trying to find it in the underbrush, but I did. So all is well. The video of that should be interesting. But I got cloud cover right now. Drone still works. Tested it. Still runs. Still flies. Yeah, cloud cover. A little breeze. Not as hot. Feels pretty nice. Morning, happy Monday. It is the 29th of March, Monday morning, like you said. I am back on the Withlacoochee State Trail, heading northbound, heading to the Croom mountain bike area, which is not too far away. That should be fun, bunch of single track through the jungle and cypress and who knows what else. It'll be pretty neat, I think. Last night I camped at Crystal Glen Campground, which was a lifesaver. It was so hot yesterday, and got there, it was right on a lake, so I immediately plunged into the lake and sank in mud up a little bit past my knees. It tried to eat me, but I escaped. I floundered. There's footage on here of that. So. But it's supposed to be about 10 degrees cooler today than it has been. It's cloudy. It was sprinkling just the tiniest bit just a little bit ago. So this cooler temperature feels wonderful. And it stays cloudy all day, I'm not going to complain about that. Because I mean, everything's muggy. I'm soaking wet. Nothing dried. But hopefully with some airflow as I ride, things will dry out a little bit. And we'll see. Goal is for Inverness tonight, which isn't too awfully far away as the crow flies. But I think if I get off on these mountain bike trails, that'll add some time and some miles. So by the time I get to Inverness, things will be a good stopping point for the day. I am in the Croom mountain bike area right now, which is a completely single track trail network, and it is fantastic. Super swoopy, sandy sections, rooty sections, smooth, flat. I don't know who built this, but they did a wonderful job. Sorry about the branches hitting my face. A little tight in sections. It's about 10 degrees cooler today for the forecast than it has been, which feels great. Just had a little rain shower, now the sun is coming out. And I'm happy right now. This is great. I saw a tree frog this morning. That was cool. And now I'm riding smooth, swoopy single track. Yay. Good morning and welcome to day 6. I am back heading north on the Withlacoochee State Trail, heading out of Inverness. This is a pretty cool trail. It's I think it said 46 miles long, an old rail trail. So it's pretty much dead flat. A couple little like barely 1% rises here and there. That's about it. It's spectacular. It's shady. It's cool. It's smooth. It's nice. So my goal for today is Silver Spring State Park, which is, depending on which way I go, somewhere in the 40 to 50 mile range, depending on my route. Apparently I'm riding the wrong kind of bike. 9 out of 10 bikes I've seen in the last couple of days have been recumbent tricycles. So, well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Silver Springs tonight. Hi, update to my day. So my plan was to do mostly a road ride today from Inverness to Silver Spring State Park, where I have a campground reservation tonight. But I keep getting sidetracked onto these single track trail networks that are absolutely freaking amazing. Through woods, smooth, then rooty, and then technical, and then smooth again. And I'm now in a section called the Santos section, which has everything from nice, smooth, easy green trails, which I'm trying to stay on because I have so much weight on my bike, and also into this kind of stuff, which I don't know how well you can see that. Swoopy wooden stuff. And this is the intermediate section. There's a Black Diamond Expert section a little ways over as well. I'm avoiding that like the plague because I don't want to die. But even though this is adding about probably 15 miles onto my day, it's so much better. It's not point A to point B miles, just pedaling on a paved trail and being bored. This is just phenomenal. About the only thing that is not pleasant about this ride is that there are thousands of caterpillars dropping from the trees on webs and sticking to me everywhere and freaking me out a little bit. And the whole body is just squirming with webs and fuzzy things. But it's okay, it's worth it. I can scrape them off. So yeah, that's my day. It's been good. Morning. So, adventures in bike packing. So last night it rained biblical proportions. I mean, I'm talking water sheeting down, monsoon. It was, yeah, it was epic. So I had just rinsed and dried all my clothes because there's a washer and dryer here. Which is most welcome. Tried to wait it out, see if it would stop. It didn't. Scampered back to check on my tent, and it was a no-go. So I had not unpacked any of my sleeping gear yet, so it was still in dry bags and dry, so I gathered all that up and came back to the bathroom over here and camped out in a bathroom. It wasn't actually this one, it was the one on the other side, but same concept. So I was warm and dry. There's actually a big fan blowing in there for air movement, and that helped dry out the stuff that was still damp. And there's even a heat lamp in there to turn on and get toasty. So I was actually pretty cozy last night, listening to the rain sheeting down on the skylights. This morning, I got up early, so hopefully park staff would come and find me in the bathroom. I wonder what the hell I was doing. But I'm spending some time trying to dry everything out. I've got a bit of an obstacle course building in this other bathroom. But everything is drying out slowly but surely. It's working out pretty well. Not too much longer. Then I'm gonna ride up the road here a little bit. Not far, about a mile or two, where I have a kayak rental booked at Silver Spring. And I'm gonna go paddle around for a bit and look at the spring and hopefully see some monkeys. That was my whole reason for coming here. I want to see these rhesus macaques that apparently live in the wild here, and maybe some alligators, and if I'm lucky, some manatees. We shall see. Good morning. And Wednesday, March 31st, day 7, I think. So it took me a while to get all camped, or my camp all packed up and stuff dried out. I had a kayak reserved at Silver Spring State Park, and I'm glad. Well, I thought about blowing that off, but eventually I said to hell with it, I'm gonna go do it. And I'm really glad I did. It was pretty cool. Silver Springs is a clear water spring, comes right out of the ground, forms a river, Water is absolutely crystal clear, and you can see fish in the water, and saw a few alligators, tons of birds. Didn't see any of the monkeys. That was a little disappointing, but I looked, but apparently they're being shy today. But it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was a few miles in the other direction from where I needed to go, but that's okay. So here I am. It's not quite 11:30. I'm about 13 miles into the day, including the detour to the springs. Back on my prescribed route, and just a few minutes ago got back on a dirt road. I have absolutely no idea what kind of surface I'm in for the rest of the day. It might be this, but with the rain last night, if this had been soft sand yesterday, it's pretty well packed down right now, so I'm rolling along pretty well. So we'll see how the day goes. It's gonna be another hot one though. I feel that already, but it's still good. Hi. So I've been riding on this dirt road. It's a little more hard packed now. The first several miles of it were this real sticky, wet sand. And this may be the most deceptive road I think I've ever been on. The whole thing looks and feels like it's uphill. I feel like I've been riding uphill non-stop for the last almost 2 hours now. According to my computer, it's been undulating and changing elevation a total of about 50 feet. I'm at 131 feet above sea level right now. The highest point I noticed was 188, up and down. And yet, it looks and feels like I've been doing nothing but uphill. It's frustrating. On the plus side, I think the rain last night packed the sand down a bit, which is what made it sticky. But I think if it hadn't rained last night, it would have been deep, silty yuck. So I'm gonna go with that and call the rain a positive thing for yesterday. And I'll just keep slogging along. Over here to my right is a Navy bombing range. All these signs saying, "Hey, don't come in, you might die." I haven't heard anything blowing up yet, but today may have been the single most challenging day I've ever spent on a bicycle. Not because of distance, it was only 52 miles. Not because of elevation gain, it was 1,400 feet. I mean, I used to do that going home. But because it was dirt and sand and hot, and then more dirt and more soul-crushing, can't ride through it kind of sand. It was brutal, absolutely brutal. I may have screamed at some trees a little bit at one point just because I was so frustrated with the sand. But I reached Lake Clearwater, which is where I'm camping tonight. There's my tent. And it is very aptly named. I immediately got in the water at the little swim beach, which is maybe 40 yards from my campsite. And the water felt so spectacular. And as I was standing in chest deep water, I could practically count the grains of sand on the bottom of the lake. The water is that clear. And it's cool. Sunfish circling around me. I was trying to catch one by hand, but they weren't quite that stupid. But now I'm making my dinner. A little fusilli pasta tonight. The very nice couple next door gave me a beer, and even though it was Michelob Ultra, which normally I wouldn't drink with someone else's mouth, it was frosty cold and tasted so good. So tomorrow is back to kind of where I started, back to Magnolia Park, and it's supposed to be cooler tomorrow, mid-70s. That's going to feel so nice. Talk to you tomorrow. Morning and welcome to day 8. I had a lovely evening camping last night at Lake Clearwater. So comfortable, so nice. Temperature was perfect. Woke up this morning. It wasn't that soupy fog, mist, humidity I've been having each morning. So everything isn't completely soaked. Today the weather is fantastic so far. It's only supposed to be mid-70s, which will be great. So I'm heading, well, basically by the end of the day, back to where I camped the first night, which will be technically the end of my loop, and then just riding back to Orlando tomorrow. But today should be fun. Supposed to be a bunch of single track and cooler temperatures, which make me really happy. But yeah, we'll see how today goes. Feeling a little sore from yesterday, but legs will loosen up as I ride. Got a energy drink and a ice cream sandwich on board. Oh, look, baby donkeys. So it should be a good day. Morning. I'm about probably not quite 15 miles into my day, and I'm now in the Seminole State Forest, heading south-ish. So far today has been about an equal mix of pavement and dirt road. It's been pretty nice. A lot of cloud cover. It's almost cool today. Feels great. So heading south through the state forest. Eventually going to go through the Wakiva area and end up at the end of the day back at Magnolia Park, which is where I camped the first night. So I'm completing my big loop today, and it's just back to Orlando tomorrow and then fly home. So this, by looking at the map, should be a fun day for what's left of it. I have no idea what the mileage is for the day. We'll find out. But yeah, off we go. Yeah, this is a trail. This is my designated route. I think it could use some maintenance. Hi. So I'm in Rock Something State Preserve area. This is just a short time after my last one with the disused single track, and this is the trail now. So there are a few little offshoots around that people have made so you can get around the worst of the goop, but we'll see how this goes on. It's an adventure. So I think I found the area where I'm gonna get eaten by a bear or a velociraptor, one or the other. I can't really tell which. This is like Jurassic Park. Wow. I just pushed my way through this overgrown trail for about, I don't know, 2 miles, and cut to ribbons because of all these little palm tree things. Probably covered in ticks. I've only pulled one off, but now my skin is creepy crawling, thinking they're everywhere. And to make it better, as if it wasn't challenging enough, here's where I go next. Yay! So I stopped to make myself some lunch, and as I was sitting there, I reached over for the GoPro to do some filming, and it was gone. Had a few moments of absolute despondent panic. Not so much to lose the GoPro, which would suck because it's not cheap, but everything I've been filming for this past week would have been gone. So ate my lunch, thought about some stuff, realized my bike had fallen over at one point. So backtracked and went back to that spot, and lo and behold, there it was. So I found it. I'm back making forward progress again. So relieved to have this back, and we'll see what the rest of the day brings. Hopefully no more minor catastrophes. We'll see. All right, let's see if we can do this. I'm not sure how exactly, but let's give it a whirl. Okay, that's not heavy at all. Ow. Oh, this sucks. Whew. Oh yeah, it's getting deeper. Adventure time. Fish. No alligators that I can see, which is a win. Well, that was fun. Whew. Oh. Caution, no swimming, alligators. Good to know. Well, I did it. I completed my loop. I'm back at Magnolia Park, where I started this whole thing, basically. Short jaunt back to Orlando tomorrow, but as far as the off-road loop I was doing, it's done. It's been a tough ride, tougher than I thought it was going to be, but a blast. I saw some cool stuff, challenged myself a lot. Rode through a lot of sand, a lot of hot, saw lots of critters. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but it's kind of bittersweet to be done. I'm tired, my butt hurts, ready for a beer in a hotel tomorrow. Good morning. Day 9, last day of actual biking. Heading back to Orlando right now. No, it's a jacket. So apparently the heat wave in Florida is over. It's I don't know, 55-ish right now. It was mid 40s last night. So gentle ride back to Orlando. Stay at a hotel tonight, hop on a plane tomorrow. What was I gonna say? I forget. I don't know. It's all good. Right now I've got a phenomenal tailwind. Hopefully that'll last a while. And we'll just have a good day. All right, let's do it right this time.
Hi.
This is Constance with Hold My Luggage at the Orlando airport.
Yes.
She was a lifesaver for me. There's her logo. If you're ever in Orlando or one of potentially 5 other airports in the near future, use her service. She's fantastic. Wonderful person.
I've gained a friend.
Yes.
This is a wonderful thing about my business. So
Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.